Sheridan, how you feeling?
Better. Thank you, now that we're back on the estate. Look, I'm sorry that I couldn't stay at the beach for a romantic getaway.
It's not your fault. I'm seriously, who'd have thought we'd come across the wreckage of the jet explosion that killed Antonio?
I couldn't believe my eyes.
Look, next time we go away, it's gonna be for our real honeymoon, and there are gonna be no dark clouds hanging over us, okay?
If that's even possible.
Why do you say that?
You know, just seeing the wreckage of the plane in the water, the reminder of how Antonio died, we'll never forget how we came back together. Our happiness came at the expense of Antonio's life.
Sheridan.
It's true. Our marriage, if it ever even happens, is doomed from the start.
Martin, Mrs. Crane? I could swear I just heard their voices nearby, but that's impossible. Mrs. Crane is dead and Martin is gone.
How could you do this, Catherine? How could you go back to Alistair after everything we've been through?
Yes, Doctor. We'll see you then. Pay attention, Catherine. That was the doctor.
The doctor?
The surgeon who's going to erase that god-awful cosmetic surgery you underwent in an attempt to hide from me. He'll see you first thing in the morning.
So soon?
It can't be soon enough for me. I want you to look exactly as you looked the day I married you.
I don't know what difference it makes.
It makes all the difference in the world. This is the face that filthy lover of yours, Martin Fitzgerald, looked into all these years. You belong to me now. I want you to look the way I want. Is that understood?
Yes, Alistair.
Good. You're mine now, Catherine. Don't ever forget it.
Your table will be ready in just a minute, Chief Bennett.
Okay, take your time. Thanks.
This is just like old times, isn't it, Sam?
We had to sneak around when we were teenagers, and we certainly couldn't date publicly back then.
Yeah. Still, that summer was wonderful. And I wouldn't trade all those stolen moments for anything in the world. You still take my breath away when you walk in a room.
I'm glad.
All those years and that loveless marriage to Julian, I never thought I'd be happy again.
Well, you've brought joy back into my life too, Ivy.
Julian, I'm not sure about this going out in public so soon.
No, we'll cheer you up to be around people. We'll have a small bite to eat, head back to the mansion. It'll be relaxing.
You get the hell away from Whitney, you backstabbing son of a bitch! All right. Get the hell away! Hey! Shut no!
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of a bird I knew could take me highest, breathe in, breathe out. Keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
Eve. Oh, I'll just come back later.
No, don't rush off. I'm just gonna be a minute.
A minute is too long with you, Ivy.
Well, my. Aren't we just a little bit edgy tonight, though? I'm not surprised. If my life were in the shambles your life is in, I'm not sure I would show my face in public.
Good night, Ivy.
No. We need to talk.
No, I don't think so.
Seriously. I'm sorry if I was snippy just then. I feel really awful about this whole Chad Whitney thing. I mean, who would have ever thought that your long-lost illegitimate son with Julian would actually grow up to become your daughter's boyfriend?
Are you finished?
No, I'm not. You're going through hell right now, Eve, and at least some of it you don't deserve.
And you're all hard, Ivy. Especially considering you've been threatening to expose my deepest, darkest secrets for years. So congratulations. You must just be thrilled that I've lost the respect and the love of my husband and my daughters.
Actually, no.
Really? Why not? Oh, of course. So now you don't have anything to hang over my head. And the cat's out of the bag. There's no reason for me to keep quiet about your dirty little secret.
I'm not worried about that in the least.
Please, Ivy. You must be quaking in your Pradas. My, but the tables have turned. Now I'm holding all the money cards.
Okay. The truth is, I am scared to death. So what are you gonna do?
What about Sam? And that's who you're here with tonight, isn't it?
Please, Eve. Don't say anything. I mean, he never has to know that I paid David to pose as Grace's first husband or that John isn't her son.
I wonder what Sam would say if he knew that you manipulated the end of his marriage just so you could get him back into your bed.
Julie? You all right?
I have a lot on my mind right now.
All right, cool it.
Please, Chad, stop!
No, the hell I will. I trusted you with Whitney, man. What kind of friend are you? Huh? What kind of creep stabs his brother in the back?
Fight on tears. You sound like Chad.
Stop it, Chad! You don't understand! Please!
All right, give me a chance to explain.
Chad, break it up. What the hell's going on?
That's what I want to know.
Are you all right, son?
Don't son me.
Oh, over here, Dad. I was the one who was trying to beat into a pulp.
You look fine. What happened?
I asked Foxy to look after Whitney. Of course, he didn't have a problem with it, because as soon as I turned my back, he's all over like a
Oh,
cheap
you don't know what you're talking about.
I know what I saw. Man, I trusted you. In fact, you're the only person I had any faith in at all after what happened, but you're just like the rest of them.
Chad, now listen.
No, I don't want to hear it, Julian. All you cranes are the same. God, of all the families I could have been born into, why'd it have to be yours? You're nothing but a bunch of lying, low-life snakes, and you're the worst.
Look, you don't know what you're talking about, okay? I'm sorry that you had to see me with Whitney like that. Really, I am. But before you go off attacking me like some rabid Rottweiler, why don't you give me a chance to explain?
No, I already told you, man. I don't want to hear any more of your lies.
Just shut up and listen to the truth.
What am I supposed to listen to, man? I saw you kissing Whitney. Nobody takes advantage of her. And
I wasn't taking advantage of her. I was kissing her because I love her. What? I've loved her for a while now. I never said anything.
Once we get your face restored, we'll take care of the rest of you. Your hair's a mess. And these clothes. My God, Catherine. You look positively common.
Yes, Alistair. Whatever you like.
Oh, that's better. More like the old you. We'll have you back to being Mrs. Alistair Crane in short order.
But if you changed my face back to the way it was, what about Julian and Sheridan? You told them I was dead. What are you going to tell everyone?
Nothing.
Nothing? I don't understand.
There's no need to tell anyone anything. No one's ever going to see you. No one's ever going to know that you've come back.
Hello, Mom. How you feeling?
I just had the strangest dream about your mother, and that's never happened to me before. I heard her voice.
What was she saying?
I'm not sure. The words were muffled, but I could tell she was in distress. And even after I woke up, I could have sworn that I heard her and Martin and Alistair. And they were arguing about something.
Well, like you said, it's just a dream.
Right. Gosh, how silly you must think me. Of course. How could I have possibly heard their voices?
Not silly at all, Pilar. I'm here.
How is it possible? How can you keep people from knowing that I'm alive? Especially if I have plastic surgery and restore my old face.
Catherine, you're not paying attention.
People will recognize me.
Here's how it will work. After your cosmetic surgery, we'll go straight to the hunting lodge for your recuperation.
The hunting lodge, but that's so far away. It's so remote.
Now you're catching on. That's the point, my sweet.
How long will we be there?
Ah, the question of the evening. We'll be there forever. At least you will. I'll make the occasional foray home for appearance's sake.
You can't mean this.
Why not? You didn't actually think I was going to just let you come back and pick up where we left off.
But I thought you wanted me to resume my position as your wife.
In my bed, at my table, that's all. I couldn't possibly explain your sudden reappearance after lying and telling everyone you died all those years ago. I'd have to admit that you left me for that scurrilous cad, Martin Fitzgerald.
But I didn't leave you for him. We never were lovers back then. He was a caring friend.
As if anyone would believe that any more than I do. In the eyes of the world, it would look as if you chose him over me. I won't have that.
This doesn't make any sense. I thought when you proposed that I come back as your wife,
I don't care
it meant...
what you thought. No one causes Alistair Crane embarrassment, least of all his wife. As far as the world and our children are concerned, you're still dead. I'll keep you at the hunting lodge in total seclusion.
I don't want to go there.
I don't care what you want. It isn't as if you'll starve. You'll have everything you want. Designer clothes, hairdressers. You can even redecorate the lodge to your heart's desire.
None of that matters to me, Alistair.
Well, it better matter. Because it's going to be your life. Your whole life from now on. But don't worry, darling. I will make frequent visits every night. We have a lot of lost time to make up for.
You are my passion for life.
So you're gonna tell Sam about David?
Maybe I will. And maybe I won't.
Please, Eve. Destroying my life isn't going to get your life back. Sam loves me again. We're happy.
Sam was happy with Grace before you brought David to town to ruin his marriage.
I didn't force Grace to care for David. She chose him over Sam.
You made her believe that he was her husband. You convinced her that she was John's long-lost mother. It was agonizing for her to leave Sam. But once she had the proof, she felt like she had no choice. And worst of it, Ivy, is that you used me, her best friend, to phony up the DNA test results so that she would have no doubt about her completely fake first marriage. And for that, I will never forgive you.
Then don't. I don't really care how you feel about me. But why upset the people you claim to care about? Grace has moved on with David and John. Sam and I are doing wonderfully.
All based on your cruel and twisted lies.
Who cares how it happened, as long as everyone's happy?
How can you say that, Ivy? What are you made of?
The same thing you're made of, Eve. I love Sam. I will always love Sam. He cares about me more than anyone ever has.
Past tense, Ivy. Because I'm going to tell Sam everything. Tonight.
Okay, wait a minute.
You're forgetting about something, Eve.
What?
As much as you've lost. The love of TC and your girls. If you go through with your threat, there's still more for you to lose.
Stop bluffing, Ivy. It's not gonna work.
No, I am not bluffing. If you tell Sam about what I did to him and Grace, then you have to admit your part in it. That you withheld the truth about John and David from Grace. And that you actively participated in my scheme. You will not only lose Grace and Sam's respect, I am quite sure you will lose your license to practice medicine.
Oh, you know what? It'll be worth it. If it helps undo some of the damage that you've done. I am not like you, Ivy. I can't live with myself knowing that I was part of your vile scheme.
Please, Eve. Please don't tell Sam. I can't lose him. I can't lose him again.
Well, I'm sorry. Because you're going to.
Damn you.
That's enough. This has to stop right now.
Did you hear what he said? He admitted he's been after Whitney this whole time. Man, I trusted you with her alone I don't know how many times. I counted on you to keep other guys away from her when the whole time it was you. You were the vulture trying to get...
Oh, give me a break, Chad. That's not how it happened. Yes, I wanted Whitney. I fell in love with her, all right? But I never did anything about it because you were with her. And you know something else? She didn't know anything about it until recently.
So what are you saying? Would I owe you a big thank you for holding off till Whitney and I got our hearts broken? Man, it didn't even take you 5 minutes to move in on her. You're nothing but a lying, low-life backstabber. And God, how could you believe his BS? Whitney, tell me you're smart enough to see that he's using you. And don't let him take advantage of your vulnerability.
Chad, please.
I know it's wrong, but I still love you.
Please don't say that, okay?
I know it can never be the way it was, but I've never loved anybody the way I love you. And I know you loved me.
We can't be together.
Yeah, but you can't just turn off feelings like that, Whitney. Look, I couldn't imagine being with another woman, and I know it's got to be the same for you. I mean, there's no way you could move on with another guy so quickly. Whitney, why are you letting him con you like this?
Whitney, wait a second. No, see what you did?
Chad, listen. No, get your hands off me. None of this would be going down if it weren't for you and Mom. You know, thanks to the two of you, I lost everything that ever mattered to me. So you just stay that way from me.
I'll see if I can get through.
You know, I told you a long time ago that your feelings for Whitney would bring nothing but misery and pain. How could you do this?
The longer I'm awake, the more I realize there's no way I could have heard Catherine and Martin's voices.
You know, I dream about my mother all the time. Sometimes I even have conversations with her in heaven.
Oh, Sheridan. You were so young when she passed. I still remember the day of the funeral. It was so sad in this house. It was so cold and empty. More than it is these days. And your father, he barely would talk to anyone. It almost seemed that he was angry at your mother for dying. Angrier than sad. I don't know. I have no idea what made me dream of your mother so vividly tonight.
You know, I've been thinking about my mother a lot lately. More than usual. It started when Luis and I arrived in Mexico. I even confused Mrs. Wheeler with my mother when we first met.
That's odd. Oh.
Mr. Wheeler?
He must have lost his way back to the cottage.
I'll let him in.
But I waited so long to be around Julian and Sheridan and my grandchildren.
Then you shouldn't have left them in the first place. My heart doesn't bleed for you, Catherine, not one drop. You brought this all on yourself.
But I want to be with my family.
You'll never see their faces again. No one must ever know that my wife left my bed for the bed of a Crane Company employee. My God, Catherine, if you had to cheat on me, couldn't you find someone with more class?
Martin has more class than what
I wouldn't finish that thought if I were you. I was fortunate when you ran off and I told everyone that you had died. Suddenly they believed me. So dead you will remain to everyone in the world except me.
But there's Martin.
Yes, Martin. Martin knows that you're alive, but he will never see you again either.
You promised you wouldn't kill him.
Why would I want to, when I can cause him so much more pain by keeping you alive and away from him? He'll have to accept the fact that you're mine now, my most prized possession forever and ever, and I can have you whenever I want, which, as you'll no doubt remember, is often.
I won't do it, Alistair. I won't do it. You make me sick.
How could you do this now? How could you be so selfish as to move in on a young woman who clearly doesn't know which way is up right now? I warned you months ago to stay away from Whitney.
Yes, which is exactly what I've done if you'd give me just a little bit of credit.
I would if there were any due.
Oh, this is unbelievable. You really don't get it, do you? Thanks to you and Eve, Chad and Whitney are now brother and sister, Dad. Any chance they have of a future together is gone.
So that gives you the right to move in like some vulture?
That's not what I did tonight. She made the first move on me.
Oh, my God, no, I know you're lying.
Oh, please. You know, she said that she had feelings for me for a long time. She just didn't act on them because she cared about Chad so much.
So now she's ready to jump into an affair.
I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say. Yeah, I told her to take things slowly, and she wouldn't have any of it. She kissed me, so... What? I kissed her back, and that's what Chad walked in on.
Look, he didn't need to see that.
I know, I agree, you know. I'm sorry you had to find out like that.
Yeah, I bet you are.
You know what? I don't give a damn what you believe. Because the truth is, I have tried to protect Chad from my feelings for Whitney for a long time. Like it or not, the playing field has changed. And I'm still in love with her. Now, it appears that she has some feelings for me, so there's no reason why we can't be together now.
That's where you're sorely mistaken.
Excuse me?
I will not allow you to have a relationship with Whitney. I forbid it.
Mr. Wheeler, I take it you've had the opportunity to meet my mother?
Yeah, it's nice to see you again, Mrs. Lopez Fitzgerald.
Please, call me Pilar. I owe you an apology for fainting earlier when we were first introduced. I am so embarrassed.
No. I understand. I mean, you've been ill.
Yeah, and you should be in bed resting, Mama.
My son worries about me too much.
He's a fine young man.
Yes, he is. The strangest feeling came over me before. When we were first introduced, I was on the ground all of a sudden, and everyone was standing over me.
That is so terrible.
It's okay. Eve checked me out, and she said I was fine.
Well, maybe it's just the excitement of Paloma's homecoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it. Still, I can't stop thinking that maybe we've met somewhere before. There's something so familiar about you.
I won't do it, Alistair. I won't let you shut me away. And I won't be returning to your bed.
How dare you speak to me with such insolence? I give the orders here. I make the rules. I tell you when to jump and how high, and you obey. If you care about your children and your ex-lover...
You're even more cruel now than you were when I left you.
Well, if that's so, you only have yourself to blame. So what's it going to be, Catherine? Are you going to uphold your end of our bargain and return to me as my wife? Or are you going to forfeit the lives of everyone you love because of some residual streak of foolish pride? It's your choice. I don't mind killing any or all of them. Just say the word.
All right, Alistair.
You win.
That's more like it. No more insubordination. That's why you'll get no freedom. I gave you too much the last time. That's why you ran off. Well, it won't happen again. Is that understood?
Yes, Alistair. I'll never get to tell you how much I love you. I'll never get to tell you that I'm your mother. But at least you have Luis, who loves you with all his heart and makes you happy.
Where did you get an idea like that?
Because they're finally together. Thank God for that. My daughter deserves happiness.
Perhaps. But certainly not with Luis. I'm going to have him killed as soon as possible.
Eve, I am begging you, please don't tell Sam that I hired David to pose as Grace's first husband.
He deserves to know. And you deserve to lose him.
You won't just be punishing me, Eve. You're going to be hurting Sam.
How? By telling him the truth so he can get back with Grace? I don't think so, Ivy.
Wrong. No, these past few weeks have been wonderful for us. Sam is smiling and telling jokes and laughing. He told me he can't remember the last time he felt so lighthearted.
Well, let me see if I can't pinpoint a date. Maybe it was a day that you brought David Hastings to town to ruin his marriage?
Okay, you want to talk about the past? How about remembering that Sam and I were each other's first love? You know what it's like to lose the one person that you give your heart to so completely before the world makes you bitter and jaded.
Speak for yourself, Ivy.
No, I am speaking for everyone who has ever lost their first love, Eve, including you. We're not as different as you'd like to think. I gave birth to Sam's son, and I couldn't tell anybody, and you gave birth to Julian's illegitimate son. We have both suffered.
Ivy, please. Don't ever compare yourself to me. I have done things that I am not proud of, and I have hurt people who mean the world to me. But I can't even imagine what it's like to wake up in the morning with the sole intention of ruining someone's life. Destroying a good marriage, casting a happy family to the four winds. No, it boggles my mind that you have stolen someone's beloved husband.
Oh, God, not you, too.
Honey, please don't rush off. What's the matter,
Mom,
baby?
stop it. You're the reason my life is falling apart in the first place.
Let my mommy help you fix it.
You can't, okay? You ruined my life, and there's nothing you or anyone can do to fix it.
It's about you and Chad being sister and brother.
That's just the half of it.
What do you mean that's just the half of it?
Is it Chad's baby you're carrying?
Of course it's Chad's. I haven't been with anyone else, not ever.
Does he know you're pregnant?
No, you're the only one who knows. No one else can know about this, Father. Do you understand? It's too horrible.
You gotta trust me on this one. Drinking's not gonna help.
Well, sure as hell ain't gonna make anything worse.
Still in love with Whitney, aren't you?
Well, God help me, I don't know any other way to feel about her. You know, my head knows that she's my sister. But my heart is having a hard time playing catch up.
Can't imagine the torture you must be going through.
Yeah, you know, it's bad enough to think of Whitney with another guy, but my own brother, my best friend. Man, that's harsh.
What do you mean you're not gonna let me be with Whitney?
You heard me. I want you to stay away from her from now on.
Whoa, hold on a second, You can forget about that. Okay, I understood exactly where you were coming from back when she and Chad were a couple. But now that they can't be together anymore, there's absolutely no reason why I can't have a chance with her.
I don't want to see Chad hurt anymore.
Oh, please, Chad, your new #1 son, right?
Don't get all competitive on me.
Why not? Why not? It's a good thing he doesn't want my job at Crane Industries. You probably just fork that on over to him, too. No questions asked.
Don't understand.
No, I think I do understand. You're standing there and you're playing Mr. Nice Guy with Chad because you feel guilty about the curveball that you and Dr. Russell pitched into his life. Let me tell you something. It's not going to work, by the way. Handing him the moon so that you can get past your own guilt.
Look, he's been hurt very badly, but in time...
Oh, please! Enough of this Mr. Nice Guy with Chad, okay? I'm not gonna let you use me to atone for what you did to him. And listen to this, I'm certainly not gonna give up the woman that I love to make up for your mistakes.
Mama, why you keep looking at Mr. Wheeler like that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. It's just like I said, you look so familiar.
Well, I've been told that I have one of those faces that remind everyone of someone.
No, it's just more than your face. It's something else. I know. I know who it is.
You promised you wouldn't hurt anyone.
I never said a word about Luis. Well, he has to go. No two ways about it.
I won't allow it. My daughter has been through too much already.
Our daughter will survive without Luis. She'll be fine in time.
I won't let you use me like this, Alistair. The deal is off. I'm going back to Martin right now.
Not so fast, darling.
Oh, yes, let me go. The only reason that I consented to come back and be your wife again is because I believed that you were going to stop going after who I loved and who I cared about.
Stop fussing, Catherine. You know damn well you're going to give in to me. You always have and you always will. You're not going anywhere.
Yes, I am.
Don't defy me, Catherine, or you'll regret it.
One step closer. I will kill you.
Sorry, Daddy-O. I'm not staying away from Whitney. I'm certainly not going to clean up your mess.
That's not a suggestion.
Get off me.
You listen. That is an order. Chad is having a hard enough time giving up Whitney without you being the one to move in on her.
Why am I not surprised that Chad, your newly found bastard son, warrants more consideration and more respect than you've ever given me?
Stop feeling sorry for yourself.
I don't feel sorry for myself. I feel sorry for you. You care about someone who hates you more than you do me. Haven't you learned anything from your father?
What does Alistair have to do with this?
What does Alistair have? Alistair has everything to do with this. He forced you to give up Eve, the woman that you loved, because that relationship didn't suit him. Never mind how you felt, but look at you. You're standing here, you're doing the exact same thing to me. But there's a difference. See, the difference is I'm not gonna roll over and take it like you did. I'm not giving up Whitney for you, for Chad. I'm not gonna give up Whitney for anybody.
Honey, what do you mean I only know the half of it?
Don't try to act like the caring mother now. It's just too late. I just want you to leave me alone and stay out of my life, all right?
Baby, please let me try and help you fix it.
Don't you understand? I hate you. And I always will.
Well, you think your daughter hates you now? Just wait until she finds out about your participation in my plan to break up Grace and Sam.
I didn't do that. You did that.
Couldn't have done it without you, Eve.
But you blackmailed me.
I don't think Whitney is going to accept that as a viable excuse. Would you? No. Feel free to take me down, Eve. Expose my crimes to one and all. But don't forget that you'll go down with me. And any hope you ever had of Whitney forgiving you for any of this, that's gonna go crashing down with us.
You know who Mr. Wheeler reminds you of?
It's uncanny. Now I know why I fainted when I first met you, Mr. Wheeler. You remind me so much of my husband, Martin. It's not just your eyes and your voice. There's something else about you that is so similar to Martin. Maybe there's some Irish blood in you.
Yeah, perhaps, way back.
When I look at you, it's as though I'm looking at Martin. I can sense him in you. I can feel his presence.
Give me the gun, Catherine. You don't even know how to use it.
Alistair, don't even try coming closer.
Just calm down. Your bluff is amusing, but quite lame. You don't have what it takes to take a human life.
How interesting, Alistair. Since you're not human, you're a cold-blooded monster who has destroyed more people than I can name. Well, guess what? It's over. I'm not gonna let you do this anymore. Someone has to stop you. And who better than the woman you've tortured and abused all these years?
Get off it, will you? You're not gonna use that. You're too scared, far too weak. You always have been. You couldn't even stand a little stress in our marriage to stay with your own children. No, you were so lily-livered you had to sneak off in the middle of the night with a company employee. You left your son and daughter high and dry.
I had no choice. Oh!
Pilar, Luis, I have to tell you something. It's time for you to know.
Damn you. Damn you both to hell.
Father and Mrs. Wheeler, they're dead.
I'm driving myself crazy thinking about you right now.
The next big thing is coming to NBC. The first weight loss competition. 2 teams.
Go! Paul!
2 diets.
If you cheat, don't lie to me.
They'll be given everything they need to succeed.
I am here to be a role model for my family.
And every chance to fail.
Way to cave in and eat a cupcake.
In the end, a contest where the biggest loser is the biggest winner.
I want to stay. I need to stay.
The Biggest Loser, NBC Tuesday in 2 weeks.